Hi guys, and in today's video I will be talking about what can you spend your disaster loan funds on. If you are one of those business owners who were lucky enough to receive the disaster loan, then congratulations. And now you're thinking, how can you spend this money? How should you spend this money? What can you spend this money on? Well, first of all, my suggestion is, and this is what I've been referring and advising my clients, is to open up a separate bank account and to deposit these funds in there. And you might be thinking, why do you need to do this? Well, the main reason is that if you read the package that was given to you by the SBA, then there's certain rules and regulations that you still have to follow, even though it's a loan that you have to pay back in 30 years with the 3.75% interest rate. There's still certain rules and regulations. So one of the main rules is that how you disperse them. So you can disperse them for any operating expenses, but if you, let's say, if you have cost of goods sold and if you're purchasing a product, then the product that you're purchasing has to be an American-made product. So if you're purchasing the product from outside of US, let's say you're getting the product from China, then that amount that you spent will not be allowed to be dispersed with this disaster loan. So it's very important to keep in mind all these rules and regulations. Now also, if you would like to repay your old loans, or some other outstanding liabilities. So let's say you had another loan. Your business had borrowed $50,000 and now over there you're paying like 8% interest rate. So of course it's going to be smart. This rate is 3.75 to sort of refinance and with these funds pay for the other loan. So unfortunately you're not eligible to do this. So that's another rule and regulation given by SBA, so you will not be able to do this. As far as the bank account that I was saying is that they want you to keep a record of all the disbursements done throughout the next 3 years from the moment that you have received the funds. So that's why you don't want to have a separate bank account, because you don't want to commingle the funds and you don't want them to have an access to something that they don't need to see. So in case when I gave an example, let's say if you're buying the product from China and then you have all the funds together, you have the funds from the SBA loan, and then you opened up and you're receiving the sales, so everything is like all in the same bank account, and then you're purchasing and then you're paying for the equipment. So like these expenses are not eligible to be used with the disaster loan funds. So then you don't want to use that for, because when you're going to submit all the documents, it's going to raise a lot of questions for you to explain to them, and then for them to look into all of your business activities. So I always think that there is no point of showing more than whatever they're asking for. So you just want to keep like a separate and clean transaction and just to show to them whatever they need to see. So these are just one of the major key factors to keep in mind, is that the product that you buy has to be American-made product. You cannot refinance any other loans. You cannot pay other funds. You cannot relocate. So let's say you decided to relocate and open up a new location. Unless you give them a written request and they give you authorization, it's only then you can relocate. Otherwise, they disallow that. You need to keep a clean record of all the transactions for the next 3 years. They will ask you for the disbursements. They will also put a lien if you have any properties, and if your loan is over $25,000, they will put a lien. And then what it means is that, let's say like you have a property and they put a lien on it, and then let's say you want to refinance. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to refinance because they put a lien on that. So there's like small key and details and like the disaster loan. And also in terms of like how you're spending, if you at the same time with the disaster loan receive the PPP funds, so then my advice is, until you use all the PPP funds towards the payroll and rent, Then with the disaster loan, you pay all the other expenses. And again, keep in mind, it has to be operating expenses. They will be asking for all the ledger disbursements and the receipts as well. So these are the key factors to keep in mind in regards of dispersing the disaster loan. And if you would like to learn more, you can watch my videos, or you can book a meeting and consultation with me. Thank you for watching.